Hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD video. Today we are going to discuss and take a look at my constructive criticism for Spin Master's 1/64 scale line in 2020. Welcome back everyone. This is one of my last videos really discussing, I'd say, 2019 as a whole. I will do a recap video of the year and a collection video, but this is my big one that I've been waiting to do. I want to have the idea out there that I'm not just the influencer for Spin Master. I am still a collector and I am still their influencer for a reason, and that is because I always am suggesting ideas and updates to castings, designs, decals, all that to make things more accurate. However, I feel like a lot of those things are put out there during times when it's not written down. So I wanted to make a video for the design team so that they have a video list of things that they can work on and improve for next year. Also, it helps get some feedback from you guys having this video public instead of private. So I am doing this for the benefit of the community and to snare off the idea that I'm just the company man, because I have seen that recently and it was interesting. I laughed at it because I truly am still, like I said, a collector. I still help update the designs to be accurate. Some of these pushes have been done during the year, and some of them I think just slipped by the design team because they're so busy designing 2020, even up to 2021, and 2019, it's over. So I want them to do these corrections for the sake of the community. And I think that it can benefit everyone. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. I have a lot of things I want to share with you guys today. So we're going to start with Gravedigger the Legend. And this is a simple one that should be run as a correction next year in 2020 if they decide to do Gravedigger the Legend. Number one is the logo. The logo is currently render accurate. So when it was a render, it was accurate to the logo stacking like this. However, the real truck ran the Gravedigger the Legend logo here and the Legend logo here. So it was kind of like a overlap, but super far spread apart. Also, this color of Gravedigger the Legend, this bright blue, definitely should be changed to the clear decal blue like the Gravedigger number one had for the 5-pack. So that's my critique on Gravedigger the Legend. I kind of want a retool where these doors are just slightly bigger, maybe less squared off on the back, but that's tooling wise. This is basically decal wise, my updates for that. That is up to them if they want to do a new tooling, which would look much better. But the Legend logo is a very simple correction that can be run if they ever reproduce this truck, and the decal color also would look much better. So that's Gravedigger the Legend, and yes, I will talk about Gravedigger 1 as well. Gravedigger 1 is a beautiful model, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love this model, but this C here, surprisingly, you would probably be surprised to know that a lot of collectors noticed the lowercase c in, I want to say it's Currituck Grain Company. I've never said that in my life, but Currituck Grain Company. It is actually lowercase c on this model, and it should be capitalized. Hot Wheels had it capitalized, and the real truck also had it capitalized. So I just suggest if they ever use this truck again, just to capitalize this C. It would look much better also. And I think that this logo here is the modern day Gravedigger the Legend logo. The original one was more, I think, faded off, and the yellow color was also much bigger. That's something they can look into though. I'm not 100% confirmed about that, but I do know that collectors, and yes, I caught this too when I first got the pack. I just didn't say anything about it. The capital C in Currituck definitely is missing and kind of throws off. That's a capital C there, so you can see the difference. So I think that they should fix that just to help the OCD collectors like myself and others who did notice that. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the Gas Monkey Garage, and you're going to say, wait a second, why would they need to fix Gas Monkey Garage? It already was a correction from Mattel's really interesting looking one. But we have Gas Monkey Garage here, and if you remember the Revdev Recaps episodes, the Gas Monkey Garage is shown with headlight molding, so they actually did do headlights for the 1/24 scale. So I think that they should go back if they ever use Gas Monkey again. I'm sure they will because it's a very high-class truck, and do a correction on the headlights and actually make them molded into the casting. It shouldn't cost that much to retool this because it's not a major recast, it's just a addition to the front. And I know that they're willing to do it, so I'm going to suggest it out there. And I think they should do the headlights. That would be a complete change from previous, the Mattel one that did not have headlights, and this one also did not have headlights. So I think that adding those headlights in there would also fill this gap up and make this thing look so nice. But besides that, they did a great job, and absolutely phenomenal job getting most of the casting down as accurate as possible. The taillights could also use some work, but if they're doing headlights, I want to push for headlights on the 1/64 scale model because that's the most collected model, I believe. So I think that they should fix that. So that's Gas Monkey. Next up is the Earthshaker, another constructive one. This is something that can simply be done. It's nothing to do with the casting. I would like to see, personally, a blank bed edition of Earthshaker because the dirt was awesome. I love the creativity behind it. However, I think that seeing the feedback that we would like more model accurate, just more accurate, I guess, models of the real truck. The Earthshaker specifically with the dirt bed, I love it again, but I think that they should make a blank insert. This is an insert here, and it wouldn't really cost that much, I don't think, to make a black insert for the bed. And this is a minor thing, but if you could retool the back to fill that gap, I get it. It was probably done for casting and cost reasons because it's a very full metal casting. I don't know. I don't mind this gap here, but it would be cool to have that fixed up on this Earthshaker. So that's another one there. And they did a great job this year fixing El Toro Loco's flames, which was from Mix 6 doubles. I will get around to reviewing these on Halloween Day, but this flame pattern here is really cool. Great job with that. The casting overall of El Toro Loco is great as well. The one thing I think they should work on is getting this front part correct. Something's not right about this. I think maybe it's just the chin, but I really feel like they should fix something around the front there. I'm not sure what it is, but that's the front part. But the real thing I want them to change is the horn shape. The horns are kind of I'd say almost based off a real life bull right now, but you can see the horns have this curve to them. The real life horns come straight out, slight curve and straight forward. They're also a little longer on the real life truck. It'd probably end about here or past this point, but about there where my finger actually ends there. So I think, and this is another thing I've seen around the community, I think that they should make the accurate horns, which come straight out and forward with the same rounded shape. That would be awesome, and the same color gradient. But other than that, their El Toro Loco was just slightly off my top 10 list this year. Just the horns. I have not liked the horns since day one, but I do respect the idea of making them multicolored like that. So I love it, but I think that it could be better. And that's what they want to hear. So that's something that they can look into for new tooling of the horns for El Toro Loco. At this point, I'm just grabbing trucks and reviewing them. So next up is Wildflower. Now, I've already said that they should retool Wildflower. I know that they're not going to do that. At least I think they're not going to do that. They did listen to my feedback earlier this year and corrected the front grille, which was, you guys know, a #1 thing I was pushing for. And that was when I knew that I kind of should suggest more stuff that can correct things. So this was a major correction. Great job with Spin Master doing that. It looks phenomenal. But the front hood here, or the hood of Wildflower, still is missing the vines and roses, the 2 roses and vines on the hood. So if they reissue Wildflower, which I'm sure they will because they have this casting now, and it's a relatively small casting, they should fix the vines on the hood with the flowers. It's basically this rose with these vines kind of going up and around the top hood. But I'm sure there's photos of it or videos, so they should definitely fix that. And then Wildflower would be, besides casting, it would be absolutely perfect. So that's the Wildflower. And Time Flies also falls into that category for the Raymer trucks. I personally like the Time Flies casting, although some people have argued it's not super accurate. I think that for what it is, it's actually really cool. The yellow is really nice, the job they did with the yellow. However, they need to do the driver side door Kelvin, Raymer name tag, or just Kelvin. And then they need to add Living the Dream on the roof, because that's what the roof says on the real truck. Besides that, I mean, I think it's a really good casting. It's the first year for yellow Time Flies. So if they do reissue yellow, which is doubtful in my mind, they should do those 2 corrections because that would make it look much better. So there's Time Flies, and a really cool truck this year. Not going to really bash on it, but that's the updates that should be added to this truck. Now, I feel like they wouldn't redo this one because it doesn't really run in Moss Gym anymore, but Higher Education was one that I really did discuss and kind of take a lot of criticism on for this year. And that's kind of what I point to when people say I'm not criticizing Spin Master enough. I do, and this was one that I really ripped them on for casting and work. This one, it's a good casting. It's a really big, heavy casting. It's a bus, but I love the idea of the stop sign too, but it's just lacking something. And I think it's because it's lacking the detail of the sponsors, and the logo is not correct either. It should say District of Higher Education. It should have a lot more detail overall. And I think that if they want to come back and do those new decals, that would be awesome. And yeah, the door also, that was a big thing. They didn't do a door on the bus, so there's kind of no way to get into it, but that's something that's on the real truck, and I think that they should print on a door, but it kind of be weird with the window. I don't see them coming back and fixing this. So anyway, that's just my wishful thinking, but higher education, if they ever do reissue higher education, I think that they should run corrections that would make this thing really accurate. If they fix it, it would look insane. And if there was ever a major correction that should be done in my list, this would be the one that I'm pushing for the most. I should actually put it at number 1 when I began. But Avenger Nomad, they have the tooling for it. They've really just got to do this. They have to do this. They have to add the hood logo with the slot machine. The way to do this is that you just remove the Sam's Town off of it, and then it's fine. It's clear. It has no connection to Sam's Town anymore, the hotel. And you have an accurate Avenger Nomad. Also, the gradient, thank you Danny Mass for pointing this out, the gradient is wrong on the right side. This is a minor thing, but I'm sure the designers will take this one as constructive. The Avenger logo, you can see the rusty A, the top of it, the rusty R, the top of that, but the rust continues on the center part of these. The right side is correct. It's all supposed to be on the bottom, blue to rusty, kind of white down there. This side, somehow it slipped by the design team. It's not supposed to be this way. Also, they can knock off these 2 sponsors if they wanted to, because the real truck did not have them, and it would allow for the truck to become accurate by sizing up this logo to come to the end of the fender here. So, yes, the number one thing besides those logo gradients is that hood logo. This thing almost was my top truck of the year. However, removing the hood logo because of the Sam's Town name being on it was not a smart move. I know that it was Jim Kohler that wanted it off there, but I think that they should make an effort to contact him and ask him if removing the Sam's Town badge and just kind of filling it in with nothing would be better, because this truck is just so beautiful, but it's missing that number 1 element, which is the amazing airbrush work that they did with the slot machine. Really quick one. This is not that important to many people, but up here in the crease between the 2 fire connecting areas, this is the doubles one. This flame is supposed to carry down through this this edge here, so they should just wrap the flames around that. That's a simple one. So that's for Max D. And another quick one, this relates to tooling. One, I think that they should do a dragon without the eyeballs inside of there, maybe just a windowless edition. That's the number 1 feedback for dragon this year. And they should really fill in that casting if they have the chance to. If they have the budget to, they should fill in the back casting, because it does look a little strange, and I know that they can do it. So they should fill that in. Whiplash W, 2 corrections. These are minor things that I just want to see on the design. One, a headlight socket around the white. So what I'm saying is, like, Son of a Digger has the silver around there. That's like the real truck. And they need to wrap this down. The leather needs to wrap around the fender, or the curve right here. So I know that they have that new system. They can curve this around. And these black pinstriping lines need to be brought down to a gray color. The real life truck does not use black, it uses gray. I was wondering why it looked a little strange when I first saw it, and it's that because this is supposed to be such a tiny bit of gray that it shouldn't be that strong. But that's a quick little one. And then Son of a Digger, they did an amazing job actually fixing this thing this year. They have full flame wrapping on the most recent edition, brand new headlight color. The one thing they have not done is fill in the entire grille part with silver. The real life truck, I believe, still runs full silver in every single piece of the grille grate. So they need to hopefully do that at some point in the future with Son of a Digger. Green Ghost Grave Digger. This is a major one that people just completely came at me when I first released the 5-pack images, and I was like, whoa, I didn't realize that actually was a thing. This is not the one that actually ran in real life. The real life truck used a frowning face like the actual ghost that they use today. This is the render accurate mouth, I guess. I'm not sure. Hot Wheels did use the same mouth. I will put an image on screen so you guys can see the difference, kind of hopefully comparing the two. But making this thing frown would be much better. It would be accurate to the real truck. And also, I'm going to push this one because I noticed people starting to pick this up. The stripe on the hood, if they ever reissue Green Ghost at some point in the future, which I'm not sure if they will or not, should come to the entire, it should be sized up first off and then come down to the front of the truck like the rest of the Gravedigger fleet does. Besides that, they did a really good job with this truck. Maybe size down the roof logo to be in the middle of the truck like the real life one did. Besides that, that's the simple fix for Gravedigger Green Ghost. And Gravedigger number 3, they tried to do it this year. We still don't really know if they were trying to go for Gravedigger 3 or not. We're assuming by the mist on the roof they were. I do have pictures of the truck in racing competitions with the roof exposed to see the entire design. Basically, what this design is supposed to be is the back doors of Grandma Gravedigger with a slightly larger moon, slightly larger tombstones, and the Grim Reaper right here. So it would take up this entire area. And if they run that correction sometime, if they ever reissue this or just make a Gravedigger 3, that would be amazing. This Gravedigger logo can go as well. It's just a filler part, I'm sure, because they didn't have images of the roof. But Gravedigger 3 is a historic Gravedigger, and I think that's what they were trying to do here. They just maybe ran out of time or just didn't have good reference images. But I did get some reference images, and I will share those with the design team for Gravedigger 3. So just that little bit of correction for that. Only one thing to say about this: bring the Mohawk forward. I love the idea and the creativity behind the Mohawk being backwards, but yeah, I think we should bring it forward next year. And bring the Mutt ears down. This is a big feedback by the community. Again, a thing that we liked as far as creativity goes, but the ears have to come down at some point. It's hard to tell exactly how the ears look. They're all different cuts and sizes on the real truck. So when you have them like this, which is really cool, I think that they should bring them down so you can see the detail. So that's Monster Mutt's ears. This is more of a suggestion for next year's toolings. We want a Northern Nightmare new tool. We want that look that it has, and if it's ever possible, it could be used for a couple different trucks as well. Northern Nightmare needs its proper tooling at some point in time, so just a push for the community. Zombie. So Zombie had a great year this year with the Spin Master design team. They did a lot of corrections during the year, about 3, I think. They finally got the teeth and the design of the mouth right. As far as the decals go, you can see how, you know, rotting the mouth looks now. The one thing that is missing is the bright pink brain that the real life truck uses. So if they brought this up to just be a solid kind of pink with the detail of the brain, or not a solid pink, but a bright pink, like a super bright pink, like the real life truck uses, it would be more accurate than the current edition that they have of Zombie. And we're ending off a little strange. I just didn't set up an order for these trucks to be named off. The last one is the Pirate's Curse hook. The hook is backwards. Actually, this is the render accurate edition of Pirate's Curse. The render had it going down, but the real life truck has it going up. If they fix that, it would just be a fix that, you know, would be a minor thing, but it is actually substantial in some people's minds. You know, people did say the hook is down. Why is it down? I was like, because they use the models from the MossGem renderings and they just make those into diecast. So yes, the hook is down because it is render accurate based off the render. So if they flip it, it will be accurate. Minor change. There's so much to be done, and these are little things that they can just add in to make these things just even more slightly accurate. And I feel like if they do that, they will be better in the 2020 line. Even though this year was amazing, I think that they can come out swinging with some new stuff like that. So we'll see what they do, surprise us or not. I think the #1 Nomad Avenger, it needs that. It really does. But that's the community-wide feedback in my personal constructive criticism of the Spin Master 2019 line. So yes, I do criticize. I don't just do reviews for the company. So I'll see you guys next time. I hope this helps the design team, Jordan and Patrick. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. This is Ryan of Monster Mode CD, signing out.